Hi, my name is Ty, and I'm going to be your guide today for chair yoga. We're going to have a session that's focused on spinal energy. So we're going to be doing a lot of spinal work today. And we're going to start with seated easy pose. Now, seated easy pose is your go-to pose in chair yoga. Your feet are flat on the floor. Your knees are directly over your ankles. Your shoulders are over your hips. Now, you can have your push a little forward in the chair to give you some space between the back of the chair. But if that's not an option for you, feel free to sit back in the chair. Just make sure your feet are still firmly under your knees. A little bit of space, though, gives you a little bit more range of motion. You be the judge which works best for you. But come into your seated easy pose now, and we're going to start with the breath. Breath work is the basis for yoga. And it's pretty simple. Just breathe, but slow your breath. Allow your breath to slowly flow into your sinuses, come down, and allow it to fill your belly first. Allow it to push the belly button out, and then the belly button can glide in. Don't push the air into the lungs, the upper chest. If you fill the belly, then let it flow upward into the chest, but don't go to the chest first. Let's make this abdominal breathing because you can take in more oxygen with abdominal breathing. So now inhale softly and exhale softly. Maybe the exhale could just be a second or so longer than the inhale. That's a relaxing breath. It might be natural to let your eyes close. That's acceptable. You don't have to, but on your exhale, maybe see if there's some tension in your neck or shoulders that you could release. Maybe on the next exhale, you soften your thighs, your hips. Relax into your seated easy pose. Our first posture is going to be spinal flex. We're going to do 3 versions of spinal flex today. The first one, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. I want to flex the lower part of my spine. It's not just the whole chest and lower. We want to flex the lower part of the spine first. So you visualize the tip of your tailbone, that little knob right there at the end of your tailbone. Visualize it going up and down, maybe a ½ an inch. And as that goes up and down, your pelvis, your hips rotate. That helps you keep the movement in your lower spine instead of your whole spine. Your hands can be right there on your thighs. And if you'll notice, this motion is mainly your lumbar region. Inhale as you push forward. Exhale as you push back. Spinal flex. Nice and slow and easy. Now come back to a pause in your seated easy pose. Bring your hands to heart center in a prayer position or prayer mudra. Separate the hands and allow the arms to go out to the sides as though you're pushing the walls. The walls are a little further away, but it's as though you're reaching for the walls, and you push back your shoulders a little bit to open up the heart center. Bring the hands up high, maybe across the forehead and back down. If you're comfortable with going higher with the hands, that's acceptable. Inhale out. Inhale up. Maybe your hands will go above the head. Maybe the hands don't even come together. That's fine too. Inhale. Inhale high or wherever your reach is comfortable. Hands together or not, and then down. Exhale down. This is your seated sun salutation. Inhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, inhale, and exhale. Now allow your hands to come down to your hips. Push the elbows and shoulders back just a little. We're going to do the second variation of spinal flex where we flex the middle part of the spine. I'm going to turn to the side to show you. You don't throw the shoulders into this. It's flex the chest forward. You kind of create a C with your backbone, and then you invert the C like a cat. This is also called seated cat-cow. Inhale as you bow forward. Exhale as you bow back. It doesn't matter if you move a ½ inch or move 2 inches. Just go to your comfort level. It's the movement that matters, not the extent of the movement. This is making your spine, the vertebra, break up little pieces of minerals that collect between them, creating flexibility, allowing more electricity to run down your nerves in your spine, more flexibility, a stronger nerve system. Inhale forward, exhale back. And back to center and pause. We're going to do a spinal twist. We were flexing the spine backward and forward. We're going to flex it by turning it back and forth in a twist. And you can use the prayer position, the prayer mudra. You can do the I Dream of Genie where you cross your arms out front. You can do the relaxed I Dream of Genie with the arms crossed but laying low. You can do cactus arms. Your arms come up in a square. You push the shoulders back. Or you can put your hands on your shoulders with your fingers in front, your thumbs in back. Open up the heart by pushing those shoulders back. Any of these work, but you're going to twist. The head stays with the torso as you turn, and then twist the other way. The neck does not twist further than the torso. The head just stays with the torso. Inhale one direction and exhale the other. And back to center. Now bring your hands down to your knees. We're going to do that third variation on spinal flexion. This time, with your hands on your knees, you're going to get the shoulders a little involved because the shoulders will work in the opposite direction. As you flex out the spine, push the shoulders back. As the spine flexes back like a cat would arch its back, the shoulders come forward. Again, it doesn't matter how far you go, just that you move. Inhale forward, exhale back. Try to keep the head steady. If you just look up at me the whole time, your head should stay steady. Breathing, relaxing into the form. That's it. That's it. Nice. Now pause back in your seated easy pose. We always come back to seated easy pose. We're going to do elbow seesaw. Now you take the hands and you curve the fingers so that you can grip something. In this case, you're going to grip each hand. So they're going to come together in a little bit of a lock with the fingers gripping the other fingers. And you pull. Let the hands pull against each other a little bit. A little isometric exercise going there. The hands should be joined basically at the heart center. You raise one elbow and lower the other. And then change. The other elbow comes up. There's your seesaw. Inhale one direction. Exhale the other with the seesaw. Your seesaw may be Smaller than that, that's fine. We're all built differently. We all have different limits. So honor your limits. Honor the needs of your body. Now release the arms down. Allow the arms just to drape at your side, if that's comfortable. Bring the shoulders up to your ears. Kind of scrunch them up and then take them down. Inhale up. Exhale down. The arms and hands just hang limp. They're sort of a weight to pull the shoulders down. Inhale up. Exhale down. As you scrunch up those shoulders to your ears, you feel tension. And as you release down and you exhale, you feel relaxation. So there's your stress and your de-stress. Inhale and exhale. Now inhale up and then rotate the shoulders back. Make a circle with the shoulders. They come down, forward, and back up. Inhale as they go up and exhale as they go down. Just a nice gentle shoulder roll. Opening up that heart center every time you roll those shoulders back. In yoga, we open the heart center because we don't want to close off. We want to be open to new challenges, new things in life. We want to be welcoming. So we talk a lot about opening up the heart center. Physically, it's good for us too, because it opens up more space for the lungs. Now, pause when the shoulders come down and rotate the other way, back and up and down. Again, breathing, inhale on the lift, exhale on the release down. And release those shoulders down. Kind of shake them out a little bit. Just a light shake on the shoulders. Yeah, just to move them in some different directions. Bring your hands to your lap or your thighs or your knees. Get back into your seated easy pose. We're just going to do some neck rolls. Now, we're very careful when we move the neck. We do not want to go further than you're comfortable. We don't want to injure the neck. So be very careful as you turn your head to one side, inhaling, and you turn your head to the other side, exhaling. Nice and gentle. You'll start feeling when you're near your edge, and don't go beyond it. Next time your face passes the center, just pause with your nose pointing straight at me. Look up a little and look down. Exhale down, inhale up. Don't look up too high. We don't want to push that head back too far and then down. Next, we're going to use our nose as a pointer. So when that nose is pointing straight at me or straight forward, if you're not straight at me, you're going to take your nose, you're going to lift it and create a circle. So let your nose draw a circle. As you rotate the head, following the nose, the head has to stay with the nose. You never let the nose leave the face and go elsewhere. Always keep them together, inhaling up, exhaling down. If the nose ever threatens to leave the face, you know you're doing something wrong. When the nose comes down, pause, and let's go back the other way. Pause wherever you are and bring the nose up so that you can look at me. Next, we're going to do a back bend. I know that sounds kind of exciting, doesn't it? And a little extreme. Tomorrow you can brag to all your friends and neighbors and tell them that, hey, I'd had a yoga class and I did a back bend. Well, it's not really that hard to do, but you don't have to tell them that. It's more fun to brag you did the back bend. We're going to use Sphinx pose. It's a very ancient pose in yoga. You come to your seated easy pose and you bring your hands up. Palms are flat and pointing away from you, facing away from you. And it's though they're an invisible wall here. And you're pushing against that invisible wall. Now, in nice seated easy pose, your back is straight. But when you push against that invisible wall, you start pushing your shoulders back. There's your back bend. The shoulders start leaning back. You don't want to go too far because you want to protect that lower back. So just a nice little gentle push. Move the shoulders back, maybe a ½ inch or an inch. There's your back bend. You just hold it and breathe. But we're going to add lion's face to this. Yeah, lion's face is a fun one. While you're doing your Sphinx pose, your back bend, open your mouth as wide as you can. And then stick your tongue out and down. Stretching your tongue, stretching your mouth. There's your lion's face. And breathe. You might be breathing through your mouth. And release it down. Close that mouth. Release the hands down. Come back to your seated easy pose. We're going to hug our knees. So you grab one knee. You can grab it in front of the knee or you can grab underneath and lift it as far as you're comfortable. Maybe it's just a couple inches off the floor where the foot is. Or maybe you can bring it all the way up to the chest. I've got one hand in front, one hand in back to help me. Bring it up to wherever is comfortable for you and then lift the other one. This is knee hug. Maybe one side is more flexible than the other. Maybe they're both down here. Maybe you just lift the heel off the floor and the toe is touching. That's fine too. Just put a little energy into lifting that knee using your hands. That's it. Now we're going to change this into elephant walks. Yeah, we're going to do elephant walking. So grab a knee, lift it, and move the foot out. And then bring it back in. You can just lift and move a little bit if you like. Or you can lift and move way out. If you got a big elephant, it depends on whether you got a big elephant or a little elephant. I'm rotating in my chair. You don't have to rotate in the chair. You can just do it without rotating. I like to emphasize for you guys, so I was doing a rotation. Nice. Now pause. We're going to do Sufi grind. Now, Sufi grind, you sit in easy pose, but you take your belly button and you draw a circle with it. This might be hard to see from where I'm sitting, but I'll do my best. If I were skinnier, it would be easier to see. But I'm taking my belly button and I'm pushing it out, and then I'm drawing a circle. It's kind of like a belly dance. Doesn't matter which direction you go because we're going to reverse it. So do your Sufi grind. Doesn't matter how big your circle is. Now reverse it. Always breathing, always breathing. Now come back to center. In your seated easy pose, I want you to come back to your breath just like we opened class. And we're just going to have 30 or 40 seconds of silence while we slow our breath and enjoy the sensation of our breath. You may notice it flowing through your nostrils, then your sinuses, then your chest. Whatever you feel is perfect. You might even want to close your eyes, but it's not required. See if you can relax your shoulders and your neck and your thighs and your hips, your feet. Now gently open your eyes. If you close them, bring your hands to the heart center and sit up tall in your seated easy pose. My name is Ty, and I'm really glad you joined us today for this class of